Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Kim Miller begins now.
Legislation banning conversion therapy won't be tabled in state parliament until 2024, after the government missed its deadline to do it this year. A draft of the complex bill is nearing completion, but advocates say they've waited long enough.
The Premier's shown he's an ally in the streets, but in the Parliament, there's still work to complete. Legislation banning conversion therapy is still nowhere to be seen.
He has not delivered on it. It is a stain on him.
Mark my words, if this state doesn't act to ban conversion practices, Tasmania runs the risk of becoming a safe haven for those practices because every other state is moving on this.
Tomorrow marks 18 months since the Law Reform Institute released its landmark report into conversion practices. The government had committed to tabling a bill banning them in Parliament this year. It's now missed the deadline. It merely plans to release a draft for consultation.
We want to get it right. It is a complex issue, not as simple as some would suggest, and a draft bill is going to be made available very soon.
We know that there are young LGBTIQA+ Tasmanians who are currently suffering conversion practices in Tasmania right now.
In question time, Labor took aim at the now dropped fire levy and questionable numbers used to support it.
Did the minister make up the numbers himself, or did your office or you cook the books?
Also claiming an online calculator showing the financial impact on households was dropped before release, and that suggestions from backbenchers to improve the levy were ignored.
We are consulting and continuing to consult on this proposed reform.
Long-delayed electoral donation laws finally passed Parliament today, with amendments accepted by both houses. The Tasmanian Electoral Commission says they'd need 12 months to establish the systems needed for the laws. Josh Duggan, 7 Tasmania News.
A motorcyclist is lucky to have escaped serious injury after crashing into a truck south of Frankfurt near the intersection of Frankfurt and Beasley's Road. Emergency services arrived around 8:30, closing one lane while they dealt with the situation. No life-threatening injuries were reported. Foma organisers are promising 3 wild and wacky weekends of art, music and live performances early next year. The event expected to sell thousands of tickets to interstaters, who the government hopes will go on to explore our island state.
500 music and art acts headed for the Apple Isle. Organisers of Foma are hard at work preparing for the 16th year of the festival to hit Hobart and Launceston streets in mid-February.
This festival will actually be the first time we've run it over 3 weekends. Historically, it's been 2.
Today, the lineup was revealed, featuring music legends like Paul Kelly and Courtney Barnett, who will play alongside Queens of the Stone Age.
There's just too much art, music and silliness to fit into one weekend in Hobart.
Awaiting art lovers headed to Hobart, a live painting stretching over a 20-metre canvas and sound installations.
Drawing on meditation practices, kung fu, live performance art, and sometimes he paints with brushes that are as large as himself.
While the Granada Tavern will play host to the iconic FOMO late-night program. Following the shock announcement, Dark Mofo would be scaling back next year's winter festivities. It's hoped this event will bring some additional numbers.
We see year on year it building and building, and so we expect it to be even bigger crowds again this year.
The government also giving its thumbs up, last year's FOMO raking in 40,000 attendees, half of which were ticketed.
That was a 65% increase, I believe, on the year before. So we can see that even after 15 or 16 years, this event's still going from strength to strength.
I just love putting on silly, crazy, absurd mayhem.
Speaking of, tickets for the mayhem go on sale early next week. Ruby Cairns, 7 Tasmania News.
The state government has set an ambitious target to end homelessness in Tasmania in the next 20 years. That's the ultimate goal of the Tasmanian Housing Strategy, which was launched today. The government says it will achieve its 2043 deadline by prioritising medium-density housing and reforming the planning scheme. The strategy took 2 years to develop and is the first of its kind in the state's history. The 2023 AFL draft is shaping up to be one of the largest for Tasmania, with 18 players nominated. Their nerves now starting to sink in, with selections just days away.
Sharing a laugh before things get serious. Tasmania's top footballers are on the verge of discovering if their shared dream of going pro will become reality. Self-proclaimed late bloomer James Leake among those awaiting their destiny in the 2023 AFL draft.
Obviously I love my cricket sort of from the ages of 13 to 16 and was really into that. And then I think sort of last year just playing TSL football with sort of senior men and being around good people and good footballers who just wanted to give good advice to me. It was something that I really thrived on.
James has scored a seat at draft night with all 18 clubs taking interest in his name.
Strong mark from Leake.
See what happens come draft night with live trades and stuff like that, which obviously be a dream come true to go to the Doggies.
Two of his Tassie Devil teammates also in the running.
We've created a good friendship over the last 5-6 years and we just push each other to get better every day, and I think that's really held us in good stead this whole year.
It's been really helpful. We've been doing our gym sessions, doing our running stuff, and we always push each other, always been close mates through all the junior footy.
Their secret to success, hard work and consistency, a shared merit between prospects.
What you put in is what you get out, so I put in a lot of work in pre-season just trying to get fitter and work on my running, and then just looking after all the little things like diet and recovery.
Having done all they can, the players now handballing the hard work over to the clubs, with the national draft taking place on Monday and Tuesday and the rookie draft on Wednesday. Brianna Boylan, 7 Tasmania News.
Tasmanians are being encouraged to put their say into play by filling out a 7-minute survey about the state's AFL club. It's part of the Tasmanian Football Club's community consultation campaign, gathering information from locals about how the island should be represented on field.
It's about the fundamentals, so clearly there's a question in there about name, there's a question about attributes about being Tasmanian.
Definitely rooting for the green and yellow, the OG design, and keep the song the same, and for sure the Tassie Devils.
The survey will be live on the Believe Tasmanian website until November 30. The state government says it's committed to strengthening TAFE despite concerns some employees will be worse off. Unions representing workers say meal allowances, penalty rates and more are under threat, claiming it contradicts the government's claim that paying conditions will be maintained under the GBE structure.
It actually is agreement that will make it really difficult for TAFE to deliver for Tasmanians and to deliver the workforces that industry needs.
Felix Edels says the government wants to see hardworking teachers paid more and that TAFE will bargain in good faith.
The Jack Jumpers under an hour from tip-off. Playing at Launceston Silverdome, they'll have the supporters on their side as well as confidence. Coming off a win against the Adelaide 36ers, they've also won their last 7 Thursday night games. A win would see the Jackies hold on to 3rd place on the NBL ladder. The AFL fixture is out with Carlton declared the big winner ahead of the new season. And both Adelaide teams, along with the Geelong Cats and West Coast Eagles, will travel to Blunston Arena to take on North Melbourne next season. The Kangaroos will also be travelling to Launceston to play Hawthorn. The Hawks also host St Kilda, GWS and Fremantle at UTAS Stadium. To the SFL, and the Hobart Football Club have named a life member and former captain as senior coach. Dan Gray says he'll bring a unique style of coaching, hoping it has a positive impact on the club.
The way that I'm sort of going to be approaching this is about, we'll recruit good people to the footy club, and if they can play footy, that's a bonus.
Pre-season for the upcoming SFL year is already underway. And Nathan Ellis is set to lead the Hobart Hurricanes. Ellis re-signed earlier this year after a successful stint as vice-captain. Since his debut for the Hurricanes back in 2018, he's played 51 BBL games.
One thing I am really passionate about is the Hurricanes, and I'm at the point in my career now where I want to win. I want to bring back some trophies to Tassie.
The BBL season returns on December 11, the opening clash against the Sydney Sixers in Launceston. Pressure is on for the Tasmania Tridents in the 18th Bowls Premier League. Previously in 5th place on the ladder, the team has been knocked down a peg by the Adelaide Pioneers. They'll have 3 chances to reverse the damage tomorrow morning, and if all goes well, will make it into finals.
Good evening. Hobart 16 degrees today. Launceston and Cressy the top with 20. Devonport 19 and Burnie 17. All temperatures today well below average, some by up to 7 degrees. Friendly Beaches recorded 19. St Helens 18. Bushy Park, Low Head and Smithton all 17. King Island 16. Strawn 15 and Lyawini reached 10 this afternoon. Mostly overcast, low-level cloud over the state, as we all noticed. A few slight showers too. They were over the west, south and later the northeast. Cloud covers a good portion of the south of the country. Embedded thunderstorms over central areas, West and South Australia and the New South Wales-Queensland border region. Tomorrow, a high over the Bight extends a ridge over Tasmania as lows and troughs dance across the mainland. West to southwest winds up to 25 knots with west and northwesterlies reaching 30 knots over southern waters with a 3-metre swell. We do have a strong wind warning there in the south. That's for waters between Tasman Island and Low Rocky Point. Now into Friday we go. Happy day Friday. Partly cloudy for Hobart, 20, 19 the top for Huonville, partly cloudy for Campania, up to 21 degrees. 23 for Launceston, a sunny day. Partly cloudy for Devonport, 20 and 21 the top for Georgetown. Burnie expecting 18 degrees and partly cloudy. Showers increasing over the west. Strawn 15 degrees. Wynyard 19 tomorrow. A sunny day for St Helens, 22 the top, 21 for Swansea. Port Arthur partly cloudy but fine, 21 degrees. On Saturday, fine and partly cloudy for most, but we may see a shower over the west and south. Another shower over Hobart on Sunday, but mostly fine weather elsewhere with light winds. And on Monday, a few showers over the west and south, extending to the east, but little over the north. Sunny weather for Perth and Adelaide. A cloudy 18 for Melbourne tomorrow. An early shower in Sydney. A possible storm in Brisbane, 30 the top there. 33 and showery in Darwin. Current conditions, 12 in Hobart and partly cloudy. Launceston sunny at the moment and 15 and mostly sunny in Devonport and 14 degrees. Cricket World Cup semi-final on tonight, Kim, in Kolkata. There's a cyclonic circulation in the Andaman Sea, but little of the rain will get to Kolkata. They're expecting a few showers. If it's rained out, they'll play on Friday. If that's rained out, South Africa go through. Let's hope it stays off and we can get a game in.
Let's hope we make it through. Thank you very much, Murph. And that is all your news for now. I'll be back later with updates. Thanks for joining us. Good night.